Coming to you live from the OTM studios. This is your new wrestling obsession. This is Off the Mat. I'm your host, Matt. With me, as always, I've got my co-host, the dirtiest player in the game, the man who's always got his ears to the street, the man that if you hear your name coming out his mouth, you can guarantee it must be on the dirt sheets. I got Dirty Dom Tober with me as always. Dom, Zilla Fatu is in WWE. The main one is here. In NXT, we're going to talk about that tonight in our Top Row Takes. We're going to talk about all the pro wrestling controversy. We're going to talk about Chelsea Green. We're going to talk about AJ Styles and his son. We're going to talk about, of course, the hottest name in pro wrestling, Solo Sikoa. We got all that and so much more tonight. You ready to talk some professional wrestling, Dom? Some professional wrestling?
I'm ready.
How are you doing, man? What's new? What's good?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy. You got a couple of good wrestling was pretty decent this week, which I'm very surprised. You know, even though you have the what are they thinking moments in everything, but it was pretty good. And like I was saying, I'm gonna tell the world. At work today, I'm standing out there talking this and that, and somebody runs by me, and sure enough, it's Nick Namath, aka Dolph.
That's probably why he didn't respond to you, because if you called him Dolph, he just probably ignored it.
I know, but that's the day. But you know what's funny? I'm gonna tell you a story about that too. When I lived in the Bronx, we were at Tremont Diner in the Bronx. Me, my brother, my sister, and the family sitting there, and my sister, she's sitting across from me, and she tells, "Hey, Dom," she goes, "Turn around slowly. Is that Dolph Ziggler?" And I turn around slowly. There was a gentleman sitting down with a hoodie on, eating food. Sure enough, it was Dolph Ziggler. I went up to him and I said, "Listen, I'm sorry to bother you, but my family's big fans and that. You mind take a picture?" He goes, "Sure, no problem." So we've met freaking Nick Namath, aka Dolph Ziggler, a while back ago, but it's kind of cool when I see wrestlers like Braun Strowman at the gym. You know, we trained. You know, it's cool.
If you would have went, Nick, bet you probably would have turned around.
You know, you go figure. But it's kind of cool.
Ran up behind him and tried to zigzag him.
Oh, yeah, right? And then a crazy individual in New York City was arrested for attacking a wrestler. Yeah.
Then cut a promo on him as you're being arrested.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty good weekend. You know, I survived the my 5-day work week. You know, it was pretty less hectic than usual, except on Sunday when I got to work. You had the Dominican Day Parade going on Sunday, and I did a double. So I was in that shenanigans until 11 o'clock at night. And you get the people that were going to the parade, and then at the end, when the parade ends, all those people that were there all start coming up to the area. You had all these kids streaming, all these kids streaming all over the place and acting up, you know. And I can honestly say, as a non-parent, you know, you're a parent, but if I was a parent, oh my God, if I had a daughter and she dressed like some of the girls that were out here, that were out there walking, I would definitely lock them up, zip them in a beanbag, and they'll never see the light of day. Because, you know, these young girls don't leave anything for imagination. They're out there, all these skimpy clothes they're wearing. And it's like, where are the parents that monitor these kids? And that's really disturbing and it's upsetting. But other than that, I guess that's why I'm not a parent, because I lock them away. They ain't going anywhere. But
we saw some big debuts Friday night. Tatum Paxley is now a member of the SmackDown roster.
And that's going to be interesting.
I'm not really sure what's going on with SmackDown, because you've got Tatum Paxley debuting, but they're not using talent like Jordan Grace. Where the hell is Blake Monroe been?
Nope.
She's not even been in a wrestling ring, so much so that she's like making a joke about it on X, responding to somebody by saying, "Why be in a wrestling ring when you can get paid to eat donuts with a fork?" They're inside watching Dynamite. Yeah. Speaking is pro wrestling dead? Because if you believe some of the talk on the social medias today, pro wrestling's cooked, and it's all thanks to AEW and Chris Jericho.
Oh my God!
We'll talk about that in our top row takes tonight. I just want to know,
when I saw that, I was like, "What?" Hey, we all do botches, and we see all botches. Hey, it's the human nature, but
I don't botch. We don't botch. We are perfection.
Listen, botching, it happens a lot of times, and you got to understand that these athletes do a lot of things. But when you make a mistake that's right there in front of your face, that actually you see the verbiage talking, to move closer, then you get a problem. You ran up. That made no sense. You run up in the ring, tell them to move closer, jump off the ring, and then come back up on the ring, and then boop.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in our top row takes, so I want to get your take on that.
Oh God.
Without any further ado, why don't we just jump into that? Oh, look, Eric's here. Perfect timing.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
What's up?
Brandon, what's going on, Brandon?
What's up, Brandon? How you doing this fine evening? We are 1 week away from the return of Styx, the man with the worst internet in the game. We'll be back next week. We're going to start off tonight's top row takes with Zilla Fatu. Made his WWE debut in NXT on Tuesday night, breaking up the #1 contenders match. Boys, 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to start it off hot. Zilla Fatu, was NXT the right choice, or should he have been main roster bound from the jump? Go.
I believe it was the right choice.
I agree.
Yes, he was good on the indies. I think he needs to go the way Solo did, and Solo coming up, later on, proves that NXT. A lot of these guys that go through NXT come up better. And you have some people that come up automatically and they need to adjust. Let him to adjust the WWE way in NXT with all that new talent you have there. Because you have Grayson Waller. Is an ex WWE. He's been on the roster, and Santana and Cruz Montana. Cruz Montana. You have coming from TNA. He's been around, so you have him work with those guys to get him ready for the main roster. And when he does come up, it'll be big. And look, the Bloodline ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So to bring him into the Bloodline now, it's you have a lot going on. You just put maybe you have Solo joining now because of the results of Monday night on what happened. But other than that, I think it's a good choice. And damn, his impact, NXT seems to be exciting again.
I think it's the right choice. I love Zilla. I watched Zilla wrestle for House of Glory on their pay-per-view event last week. Great. He lost the Crown Jewel Championship to Amazing Red. It was a good match right up until Amazing Red pretty much dumped himself on his own head. That was a little rough looking. His debut in NXT was fantastic. He hit the ring with a lot of force. I love that it was like it went off flawlessly. Vic Joseph, they're keeping him Zilla Fatu. Vic Joseph didn't give us any awkward Booker. You know who that is? We all know who this is. It's that guy. Oh my God. No, it's Zilla Fatu.
Yep.
Booker. He trained at Booker's school. He had matches with Booker in the Indies.
Yep.
Everybody knew who Zilla Fatu was. He came in and he hit every single one of the Bloodline members' finisher moves.
That's awesome.
He hit the Samoan Spike with the Superman punch that he does as his finisher move. He did the Uso splash. He did a better Uso splash. Probably one of the best Uso splashes I've seen in a long time.
I do like the slap on the legs as he comes falling down as well.
Yeah. It was a beautiful. He absolutely destroyed Cruz Montana and destroyed Grayson Waller. Like I said, he's greener than grass. It's a great place for him to start. Get a little bit of momentum, get a feel for the WWE style, still get some reps under his belt, But he won't be in NXT long. I'm saying by
6 months.
by War Games.
I,
6
I
months.
say,
By
I say a
Survivor
year or so.
Series.
I say a year or so.
You say a year or so?
You say I think about 6 months.
Nah, man. I'm thinking he's gonna be there by Survivor Series.
No, I actually think Cruz Montana might be up by Survivor Series. I think
Our Survivor Series match is clearly going to be a 5-on-5 Bloodline War Games match again.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be. It's going to be definitely be that. But I did like the stare down between him and Tony D'Angelo, which was actually really good. You know,
I did see that. Sticks at Armando Estrada did make a tweet about him. I think it'd be cool for him to come back and manage Zilla. That would be amazing.
Yep.
But I agree with you, Dom. Let Zilla cook. Let him build on his own. Let him go the Solo Sikoa route. Don't throw him in with the family. Don't get him caught up in the family bullshit unless the storyline calls for it.
Exactly.
Don't bring him up just to be a member of the Bloodline. Let it cook. Let Zilla do his own thing. Let him win the NXT let him win the North American Championship. Let him win the NXT Championship.
Yep.
Let him cook a little bit before we go bringing him up to get involved in all this stale Bloodline mess, because you got a good story going right now with Solo Sikoa and what's going on there. The Solo Sikoa, the internal family issue with Solo and his brothers and Roman is more interesting to me right now than anything else. The story that you got with anybody else in the Bloodline going on.
You know what actually is interesting me now? What's even more interesting and intriguing? LA Knight. The route LA Knight goes, because now he has no one.
Yep.
Because of now that Solo now is going to be handed over to the Bloodline, you got to see the repercussions of LA Knight. What's going to happen now with that? So that's going to be intriguing. I want to see that. So they're cooking now with this storyline. Now I like the way it's going. You know, let's just see what transpires. And that's why you leave him down here in NXT. You make him cook. You get his get some wins under his belt and some championships in NXT, and then after Royal Rumble 2027, we get him. That because you don't want because I think Survivor Series is good enough. We have enough guys for Survivor Series.
Do you think the signing of the bringing Grayson Waller back down, the signing of Cruz Montana, the signing of Zilla Fatu, does that kind of give you this feeling like it gives me that WWE doesn't have all the faith in the world in Naraku and Mason Rook now? Because they've pretty much bailed out on anything revolving Mason Rook in the NXT Men's Championship picture.
Yeah. Well, division in general. The thing is that with Naraku, I think, for people who didn't watch SmackDown, I think that's who Shinsuke's going to bring in next as his partner.
You think they're going to call up Naraku to SmackDown?
Yeah, because like I said, he wasn't going to be there for a long time. He was just trying to be there to see how their TV programming works. Pretty much, that was it.
There's another Japanese star.
Yep.
Yes, that's supposed to be coming. So I mean, maybe that's.
Oh no, was it Tanahashi?
No, Tanahashi. It's Tanahashi.
Tanahashi,
I believe. I think that's who Shinsuke is bringing over.
I think it's Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor's going to be helping him out. Nah, I mean, who knows?
Well, bring back Bullet Club again.
Yeah. But
Brandon says WWE's booking has been getting a lot better since SummerSlam. WWE's booking had to get better because everyone they work with, Netflix, if you read the dirt sheets and the reports, Netflix, ESPN, everyone, USA Network, everyone came to them after that abysmal Monday Night Raw that saw the Joe Hendry, Danhausen concert and said, we can't have this. This is not a lot of money. You need to give us a better product. And we've had some shakeups in the creative team. So creatively, and even I think Triple H kind of put his foot in his mouth during SummerSlam and that first night press conference where he said, you know, if people want the brass ring, they got to stand up and take it. Well, then he got that criticism that, well, this is a predetermined, scripted system. You can't just stand up and take it. You got to be given time. So now they have to give people time. They have to make storylines better. They actually have to invest in this stuff because the people that are paying them a lot of money for this product are not happy.
Yeah.
Especially with that whole slump after WrestleMania, because it was just a drag up until SummerSlam, to be honest.
Because notice, we have not really seen much of Danhausen since SummerSlam. We haven't really seen much of Joe Hendry. I have a buddy who was at Raw on Monday night from Virginia, and he said that Danhausen came out during commercial break and Joe Hendry came out and did a rock concert during commercial break, but they were not active on Raw.
So, you know, look, I think they're starting to feel the heat. You know, as much as they say they don't listen to the fans, I got to listen to the fans because you're losing money. People are getting fed up with the crap that they're putting out. But like I said, this week wrestling was pretty good. You know, with WWE, they had some pretty good shows, and it looks like it could be promising. Hopefully, you know, it's exciting to see the new call-ups, exciting to see the new people dropping in. It pumps new blood, new adrenaline to the product, and makes it exciting. So that momentum, we might be getting some really good stuff up to Money in the Bank, up to Survivor Series. So I'm really excited about what we're getting.
Yeah, with the addition of Zilla Fatu, Grayson Waller, Cruz Montana, and Tony D'Angelo, the men's NXT world title picture has just automatically
so much better.
Yeah, so much better in the matter of a couple of weeks.
Grayson Waller making that comment, the men's division's weak. All of a sudden, you're getting all these guys popping in. So I'm telling you, man, NXT, SmackDown, Raw, they're all going to have there's going to be effects. I think it's a butterfly effect. If one product starts getting really good, they're going to start making the other products good. You got to get a bang for your buck, man. You need to make it worth on Netflix, make it worth on ESPN, make it worth on USA.
They need to do a little bit more shuffling of the rosters, though. Like,
and I think it's going to happen.
I think if I'm booking, I mean, and tell me if I'm crazy, I'm moving Julia and Kiana over to Raw. I'm moving Jordan Grace to Raw.
Yep.
And then you've got Tatum Paxley on SmackDown. You've got Blake Monroe on SmackDown.
You might get
and Lola Vice is probably coming to SmackDown because she's with Damian Priest. So I would that as far as the women's division goes, I think that would instantly make the women's division on both shows that much better, especially now that you have the inclusion of Becky and Stephanie on Raw. Who knows what's going on with Bayley? Bayley's posting cryptic tweets. Apparently her contract still is not up for a few more months. So Bayley is either going to be back or she's going to sit on the sidelines. Who knows? There was some speculation that Bayley was going to be Sol Ruka's tag partner on Monday night, but I think we all figured out pretty quickly that it was going to end up being Io Sky. I don't really think that was a big surprise. Like, it was fun to fantasy book for about an hour, and then it was like, it's going to be Io. Let's be honest, you know.
She has problems with Bloodline, and you know, Raw. We're going to see a significant change coming very soon. So we're going to have look. I think the rosters are definitely are overstocked. We have a lot of wrestlers now. That there's no reason why they can't use a lot of these wrestlers and make them work. Put them on TV. Stop with the bullshit. Stop with I don't have a story for them. You can make a story.
You essentially have 4 brands now across NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and AAA. You got enough people to make a decent show. Move on. Chelsea Green, our interim now women's WWE champion, confirmed that she suffered a broken orbital bone during the August 7th SmackDown. Boys, are we looking at potentially them stripping Chelsea Green of this title? And should Chelsea Green have even been in the ring with someone as green as the members of Fatal Influence?
Go ahead, Eric.
So all sources say that she's still going to keep the title. She's still going to make appearances, but she's just not going to wrestle until she gets cleared. So she'll still be there. She'll still have the championship, but she's just not going to be wrestling.
So you're right. Yeah, that's what they said. And they're not going to strip her because it'd be kind of stupid if they strip her of the belt, you know.
Another tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, you put her in a mask. When Rhea had her orbital issue, they put her in a mask and she still wrestled. Give her a couple weeks to heal up. Put her in a mask. But I don't think she should have been there. She is your new women's champion. You should not have put her in that match with Fatal Influence. She should not have been in there. You should have found somebody else for that spot.
She shouldn't take the pin either.
But here's the thing about Chelsea, is that she's the kind of champion that I think you can have her eat a pin. You can have her take a pin.
Oh, yeah,
she doesn't have to be booked
as like didn't want to like that right there, right after.
Well, that I agree with. That spot was a little bad, but we don't know if it was a, hey, this happened. She basically got dropped on her face, and was it Fallon Henley landed on her?
Lenny Reed
landed on her, and they could have just called it right there, and that's why she ate the pin. But I think Chelsea's just that kind of champion where you don't have to book her unbeatable. You don't have to book her like you're booking a Rhea Ripley. You don't have to book her like you're booking the Raw Women's Champion, Liv Morgan. She can take a pin and be all right. Like, that's just the kind of character Chelsea has built up. So I don't think it's that big a deal if Chelsea eats a pin in a non-title match.
I know, but you know what? But it's a weak pin to a point where you made a champion. She was intern and then she became champion, and then you make her eat the pin. That's the thing that people are talking about, the controversy that people are talking about, that you made her look weak in that particular moment. But you know what? Like I said, she's happy she won. She's going to keep the belt. And I think after her run, she already said that she's ready to make babies. So this run of her being champion, she'll probably they're going to start a family. So her and Matt.
Pull Carmella.
Yep.
Brandon says, "Oh boy, here we go again." Just like Rhea, I feel like once Chelsea's cleared, she's losing the championship. She's not. She's gonna hold that belt until Rhea's back. They want to do Chelsea versus Rhea, and that's what they're gonna. She's gonna hold that belt till Rhea's cleared to come back and wrestle.
And that's where Tiffany Stratton becomes a bet.
Well, I think Tiffany helps her. That's my long game. Is that Tiffany's gonna help her beat Rhea to become the undisputed WWE Women's Champion, and then Tiffany's going to turn on her and go after the title.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm booking it in my mind and the way I think it should go. But who am I? I'm a talking head.
Yeah, Matt, aka Absolute Geek. You know your shit.
I do.
Damn, you
try to, anyways.
We should all do Battle of the Brands.
That's just. I mean, if I was booking it, that's how I would book it. Is you get cheap heat by having Tiffany help Chelsea beat Rhea, and then you go from then you start a feud at a program between Chelsea and Tiffany again.
I think she should be ready for Money in the Bank. What do you think? You think she's ready for Money in the Bank, or she's gonna be ready?
Chelsea?
Yeah.
No, Money in the Bank's October. Chelsea should be good by October.
Or if you really want her to give her more rest, Survivor Series to try to really stretch it out to a point where
I think Survivor Series will be more of a safer
you have to, if she's can be cleared to go, you have to give her at least 1 or 2 title defenses. You can't have a Liv Morgan situation where she's holding this belt for
100 days
without defending it. Yeah, you gotta throw Chelsea in there and give her at least 1 or 2 title matches, whether they end in disqualification, whether she wins clean, whatever it is.
You bring her back when she comes back. Who do you think her first opponent would be? JC Jane?
Probably.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they should do that, because I don't think you want to bury JC Jane yet. Like, because there's JC Jane there could be a lot there.
Or what about what's the name? Oh my God, the Twin Power, the freaking goddamn
the Bellas.
No, not the Bellas.
Paige.
Jesus, what's her name? He's married to Trick Williams. What's her name?
Lash.
Lash Leslie. Yeah.
No. Lash is too green. She should not be in there.
Well, she's a stiff person too.
Yeah, I don't think Nia. No.
Nia can't play it safe. She's improved.
Yeah, but she's still hurting everybody. Like, think about it. That's 2 people in the matter of 3 weeks that Fatal Influence has hurt. They hurt Brie Bella and broke her shoulder. And now they broke Chelsea Green's orbital bone.
Yeah.
So They're not. They've got to. I don't know if they got to have a talking to or go back to.
What about Paige?
I mean, I could see Paige doing it. I think that would be a smart move. I think.
But then there'll be interference with the Bellas, and we don't want to deal with all that bullshit.
Well, I mean, Bree's out for how long? From what Nikki says, Nikki doesn't have any interest in doing a solo run, so she might even not be on the shelf for a while. There's money in Paige versus Rhea Ripley.
Two goth chicks fighting it out.
Absolutely, that's a fucking Gooner's dream right there. That is a Gooner's dream right there. Two goth chicks fighting it out.
Yep.
You could have, Tiffany help Chelsea beat Rhea. Then you have Paige beat Chelsea. And then you're looking at Chelsea you're looking at Rhea versus Paige at Royal Rumble. And I'm all here for it.
It should be interesting.
I'll hopefully literally be in the stands for it. So
depends on the prices.
Depends on the prices.
Yeah.
But
hey, listen. So you got September rolling around pretty quick, and I think when they have the tournament for the Money in the Bank, that's going to be a good a good thing. The tournament, you have the AAA tournament going on, the fight Roman Reigns. You have that coming up, which is pretty cool, and it's definitely interesting. Like we were talking about the Undertaker being full control of creative AAA, bring some of that story on the main roster. Well, SmackDown and Raw.
You mean cross promote?
Yeah. Hey, I tell you that match between Penta and what's the kid's name? The
Laredo Kid.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was the slowest luchador match I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because they have 2 hours to work with. That's why.
Well, but I don't know why WWE can't let the lucha style go. Like, why do they have to bring it down to WWE style lucha? Why not just let them do their thing?
Because normies can't keep up.
Well, yes. What normies need to keep up? You have 2 of the best luchas in Laredo Kid and Penta in the ring. Let them go.
You blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Half this audience watches AAA. Ever since the Mask, they watch AAA.
I'm not counting on it.
Do you watch AAA, Eric?
Of course.
I know Dom watches AAA. I watch AAA.
But we're hardcore wrestling fans. Like, over half of the people there are pretty much casuals.
I've been on AAA before WWE even got involved.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. Freaking goddamn Lucha Underground. I was watching that.
El Rey.
Oh.
On El Rey Network.
Yo, give me that fight. Let freaking Penta fight freaking goddamn Io Sky. Let Penta fight freaking Chelsea Green. I want to see that type of shit. But
yeah,
WWE will never have that.
If they let him go Penta Dark, sure.
Oh, be nice. But Chelsea Green is going to be good.
Our next story, we have a little bit of controversy in the pro wrestling game with Avery Styles being accused of not paying his dues. Boys, with Avery coming up, being the son of AJ Styles, do you think there's anything to this, not helping to set up the ring and not paying your dues? Or is this just a old head not being up on new school way of thinking when it comes to pro wrestling?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I know that the old way of wrestling is where, these smaller matches and smaller venues that everybody helps. Everybody chips in. They help with the seating. They help with the putting out the tables, the ring, and that's old school. That's from the get-go. I don't know what the deal is with this, and I don't know. Look, there's 3 sides to every story. Their side, his side, and the truth of the matter was going on. But old heads in smaller venues that are not huge, they usually help with all the props and the stage setups or the setups. They've always done that.
Here's how I see it. if you are a part of that promotion, if you were under contract by that promotion, absolutely. Whether
Yes.
it's GCW, whether it's Ring of Honor, whether it's MLW, whether it's House of Glory, whatever it is, if you are under contract as a weekly performer by that promotion, absolutely. You should be helping set up the ring. You should be helping set up the chairs, all of that. If the promotion is paying you to be a draw, and that's what they are doing here with Avery, they're paying him to fly in and be a draw because of his last name and potentially of getting AJ there. It doesn't matter. You are being paid. You are being flown in. You are being paid to, show up for this show and leave. If you are not under contract, I have no problem with this.
So you think it's nepotism?
No, it's not nepotism. It's just knowing your stock. Like, you're not being paid on a weekly basis to do that. You are being paid to be a draw. You're kind of upper echelon here. You're being brought in just for that show and paid just for that show. You're not under contract with them. So, like, if you're fighting for a spot every week, cool. If you're under contract with GCW every week, cool. If they're paying you every week to be there, cool. But if they are paying you specifically to come in and wrestle this match and having draw off of your last name and the potential of your Hall of Fame father being there as well, go about your business. There should be nothing here. Like, and that seems to be the same kind of opinion that like Cody Rhodes and AJ and a lot of these other guys have taken. Like, they're all kind of going at it like you're thinking this old school way of thinking, and that's not how the business works anymore.
I know, but you know what it is? But the whole fact is, like, these, like, again, smaller venues, you're the draw, you're getting paid to do this, but it's not like you're forced to do that. They were hoping that you help. It's about helping, because think about it. The wrestlers are there, and you do have the help that puts the stuff out. Does it take a lot? It's like, does it take a lot for a performer to at least have a helping hand in helping the setup? Hey, look, and that's the thing. Unless in your contract it specifically says you do not touch the props and touch any of the things, that's not your job, then I can understand that. Because like me working my job, being security, I'm not supposed to touch bags, get taxis, or do anything, because that's not my description of my job. What I'm supposed to do. But because I work for my company, I do it because I want to do it, because that's who I am as a person.
You work.
He's the last real good guy.
You work for that
That's right.
company.
Yeah.
Avery technically does not work for GCW. He has been signed for a match-by-match basis.
That's what I'm trying to say. So he should be helping if you really think about it.
So that would be like bringing in a talent to promote your hotel.
Yeah.
So say that would be like bringing in like Rod Stewart or Metallica or anybody like that. Well, okay, let's be real. This is Avery, so it'd be like Young Gravy or anybody lesser known that you're paying to come in and draw people to your building based on their name, asking them, well, hey, why don't you make sure to help clean up trash after the concert's over?
Yeah, and look, that you talk about that. Like, here, you talk about, here's the World Cup. I'll give you an example of the World Cup. You've seen the Asian countries that cleaned up after the mess that people made. But here in America with the World Cup, nobody cleaned up. They left it. Everybody.
It's only the Japanese that usually do that. That's it. Exactly.
So basically, I understand where this is coming from, but at the same time, it's the diligence of doing something that you're being promoted for that company. At least you have the decency of doing your part. You don't have to do it. I understand you don't have to do it, but more of you do it because, hey, listen, they're promoting me, they're pushing me, I'm getting my opportunity. Let me try and help. a little bit more. And like I said, if it states in the contract that you don't touch none of that stuff and you don't want to do it, hey, fine, that's that. But it states in my contract, I'm not supposed to do it, but I do it anyway because that's the type of person I am. I kind of. But
I mean, I think if he's going to be a mainstay in GCW, where he's going to be signed to a contract there and be wrestling there every week, cool. You want to show the boys that you're one of the boys and you're here to support regardless of what your name is. But if you're being specifically paid and contracted to fly in, do your match and fly out, do that. I'm not going to sit here.
You know who I am? You know who I am? I'm the sort of AJ Styles.
Okay. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like there was any of that going on.
I know.
Right.
I run the place. You know, I'm the face that runs the place. But see,
this is the place that my dad built.
Exactly. I don't know. I think you see the thing is when it comes to young people, I think young people should learn a thing or two from an older generation to really have respect for just in general, when it comes to a lot of aspects in life. I see it today. There's a lot of people out there that have no respect for anybody, and it sucks. Helping an old person, just trying, just doing good, and it's a trickle down effect, man. A little good goes a long way. But like I said, he's not getting paid for it. It's not if it says it on his contract, then you don't have to do anything. But the older generation will disagree with that.
I guess they want to keep it just within the culture. That's it. They're trying to keep the culture the same for the other people trying to come in.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't see the hustle, the hubbub about it. I get it. Like if you're there every week and you're under contract to GCW and they're paying you to do that stuff, cool. If they're coming in just to pay you to perform and leave and it's a one and done type deal and they're just, trying to get, off your name. Like I said, it'd be like asking Taylor Swift to do a show at MSG and then turning around and be like, well, Taylor, before you leave, can you stack these chairs?
No, she should.
Can you clean up this confetti off the ground?
She should, because guess what? If it wasn't for those places and the people that sit in those seats and that, she wouldn't be where she is. And that's the truth. And Matt, that means you're not a good person by saying shit like that, man. You should be figuring on the side saying, pick up the garbage where you are. You work in the place. Put a little help into it. That's the backbone of this thing. Damn,
you're getting paid to do that. They pay people.
I know
to do that. That'd be like walking up to McDonald's and
let me help you there with that.
They're asking you to tip them for just taking your
order.
order.
I don't tip. That's the whole thing. It's tip. He goes to tip. You didn't do anything. It's the kiosk. I put my thing in there. How am I tipping you? I do my own work.
Yeah. Stick says Dirty Dom didn't do indies or work house shows before joining WWE.
That's true.
I have a tipping policy where if I'm not sitting down and I'm standing up to get my food, I don't tip.
I give you a tip. Don't smoke in bed.
You're not getting a tip for just doing what you already get paid to do.
Oh, yeah. Now, you know what? Like I said, I don't know. Like, there's three sides of that story. Their side, his side, and the truth. Eventually it'll come out this and that, but.
Well, GCW's are, I believe, come out too and taken the side of Avery and been like, we paid him to come here, work a show, and leave. We didn't
probably
pay
happened.
him
Probably
to
had a disgruntled wrestler that's pissed off because AJ Styles' son there. He's got the AJ Styles name. He got the Styles name at the end. They're probably jealous because, hey, this guy's gonna get a lot of play. Here he is. We got the.
Oh, yeah, he's already getting a ton of attention. He's only had what, 2 or 3 matches.
So that's what's gonna happen. So you have all the people that got there. They never get that attention, and they're probably, oh, look at this guy. He didn't even clean up after the mess they made. What a piece of shit.
And if you're an indie promotion, are you not going to be salivating at the thought of, well, if we book Avery, maybe we can get AJ will come along.
And AJ did say that he is definitely open to working with his son in a tag team match or doing something like that down the road. There's been word that he's been saying that. So, hell yeah. Yo, you're a small indie promotion and you get to have AJ Styles wrestle for your promotion. You know how much you sell out. You'll definitely sell out.
I mean, if you bill that Avery Styles is going to be there, you'll probably sell out just in hopes that AJ shows up. People are hoping.
And I think he's been there. I think he's been showing up in his son's things. Yeah, I've seen pictures and videos of him at the events. So he's there.
Brandon says, I mean, any famous son will get noticed a lot on social media.
I didn't.
Are you actually famous, or are you just famous in your own mind, Dom?
I'm famous in my own mind, but I also did a lot of things that I'm not too proud of. But I am famous.
He's locally famous.
Exactly. There you go, Eric. Locally famous. I'm Tom Dober, man. The Dom Tomer name didn't come like that easily. It came out of what I've done. So
I did a little wet work and porn shoots. I'm not proud of it, but I was there.
Got me where I wanted to be.
All right.
It got me so far, so fast, not at all. There you go.
Next up, Solo Sikoa single-handedly is becoming one of the top baby faces in WWE. After Monday Night Raw, we saw a match where Solo Sikoa was fighting his brother Jey Uso, where if Jey Uso won, Solo Sikoa had to come back to the family. If Solo won, Jey had to leave him the hell alone. We saw Jey pick up the win. So I have to ask, is WWE trying to kill Solo's babyface run because they don't like you getting over organically? They don't like you going out on your own and getting over organically. They want to make sure you're manufactured and WWE created. So is WWE trying to kill Solo Sikoa's baby run, or are we sitting here looking down the barrel of a potential swerve? 2 minutes on the clock. Go.
Go ahead.
So I can see two ways this can happen where Solo does not join the Bloodline. One, he can deliver him to Roman, but he doesn't have to join. Because all he just says is deliver, not join.
Yep.
Another way is to, what was it? Shoot, it just had another, it came and went. I hate this. It'll probably come to me after, but I just don't think they're gonna turn heel just by joining him.
Here's what go ahead, Eric.
No, go ahead.
I said, here's what I think happens. You have him go with the family. He's there every week. We get LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. And this is how I book this if I'm a talent in WWE. You get LA Knight versus Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. You have Solo Sikoa cost Roman Reigns that title. You have him help LA Knight win that title. 1, 2, 3. And I said it to Dom and Chats. Then I would turn around and I would have Roman Reigns be a surprise entrance in the men's Money in the Bank match. When everyone's down and beat up, Roman just shows up, climbs the ladder, wins that briefcase, and then cashes in on LA Knight first chance he gets to get that title back. You give LA Knight that moment in the sun. You give him that title. You make the LA Knight stands shut up, but you can still put the belt right back on Roman.
Okay, so my second scenario just popped back up. So he can deliver him to Roman. However, he can deny it because Jey never won on his own. He had Jimmy to help. So if he really wanted Solo to join the Bloodline, he would have to do it by himself, like Roman would do.
Yep. So you're right in that. First things first, Brandon. I didn't steal Dominic's name because he stole it from me. I was born first. Dominic's 30. I'm 55. So I own the name Dominic. Anyway, that being said,
now there's going to be some 80-year-old Dominic.
I know.
What are you talking about? I'm 80. I'm Dominic.
So if Solo does join the Bloodline, he could be the part of Sami Zayn, the funny part, the part that brings comical parts to the Bloodline. sarcastic, if that happens. But I like Matt's way of thinking that you have Solo cost Roman the belt, and then Roman comes back, and they have internal flair inside. And look, I got a feeling that the Bloodline is going to implode. I think we're going to have a betrayal with Zilla Fatu doing something. It's going to be an interesting imploding from the inside when
Civil War.
But you're right about, and Matt, Eric, you're right about the fact that Solo lost with the help of Jimmy helping Jay. So Roman could turn around and say, you know what? And the fact is that Solo could turn around next week and go, you see, they can't even do it alone. And you want people to do things alone. He needed help from his brother. So let's do it again. Let's rewind it back and have another match. And that's when you have LA Knight come out and interfere and help Solo win. And then you have a third match down the road. But the whole fact is that you're right. So this can go either way. But I think it's a very intriguing part of the story with this whole Solo thing. And that's why I'm saying the LA Knight aspect, him being alone now, because if Solo is getting delivered to Roman to be part of the Bloodline, that leaves LA Knight by himself now. But LA Knight and the Bloodline are going to be intertwined for a while until at least the end of Survivor Series, because when they make the War Games matches, he's part of. It's going to be Solo. It's going to be Solo, LA Knight, and whoever else. Royce Keys comes back if he's not hurt like really bad, out with injury. But I think this is the most intriguing part. I actually think the Bloodline storyline is getting very intriguing now with the way things are going. And we'll see what happens down the road. But both of you guys have good, solid points about what could possibly happen and what they could do. It's interesting. I like that.
I mean, I think it would be interesting if they had Roman win Money in the Bank, like I said, and you go into Survivor Series War Games, and they're in the match, and then after the War Games match is over, we get the Triple H fake out where you see the Paul Triple H Levesque thing come up on the screen, but it keeps going where we think the show's going to end, and then you see Roman turn around and hand the Money in the Bank briefcase to the ref and pin LA Knight again right there in the ring to win the championship, and that's how the show ends.
But you know what, Matt? I kind of like that, but in a way I hate that, because you want new stars to get the Money in the Bank. You want to bring up new people to get in the spotlight.
But you also keep it fresh, because you give LA Knight fans what LA Knight fans want. They just want to see to win that championship. That's it. You give LA Knight a month,
like Sami Zayn.
Yeah, you give LA Knight a month to win that championship, to hold that championship, and you turn around and you put it back on Roman before you turn around and had Obafemi win the Royal Rumble, and we start the road to WrestleMania with Roman versus Oba.
Hey,
it gets rid of the Money in the Bank contract, because think about it, you have predictability there. If depending on who wins the Money in the Bank contract, because they're not going to go after Roman, because they're not going to take the belt off Roman.
Hey, listen,
they're going to go out. You're going to have to go after Punk, but are they going to take the belt off of Punk? So if you have LA Knight beat,
I was going to say LA Knight till next Friday for that one.
Well,
listen,
Kevin Owens ain't winning the championship.
I know he is not winning, but I tell you what, who could actually probably help LA Knight because he's going to be facing Roman Reigns in Money in the Bank for the championship. That's where the Money in the Bank the championship's going to be. Returning McIntyre, because apparently McIntyre is supposed to be coming back babyface. You're talking about a babyface McIntyre again, and he could actually probably help LA Knight, because he had his run-ins with the Bloodline many times too. So you could have him come back as a babyface and actually help. And if LA Knight does win, that would actually be a big surprise. Have him win in Money in the Bank. You're right. Or have him win in Money in the Bank and hold on the belt for a little bit. And because Roman's going to go back into the Royal Rumble again. He's not going to win.
No, that's why I'm saying you have Roman. Money in the Bank is probably the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to main event that show. So you have LA Knight beat Roman earlier in the night, and then you have Roman come out in that ladder match, win that brief, and then you kill two birds with one stone. You see LA Knight win. He holds the championship. Roman has the briefcase. So therefore, when Roman wins it back, you just eliminated the worry about the Money in the Bank briefcase. So then you can still continue on your road to WrestleMania to have Obafemi versus Roman Reigns, which is what because you're not going to get The Rock because he's off making a country.
You might
album.
get Braun Breaker versus freaking Obafemi. I want them to milk that though. I want them to milk that. I don't want it to happen so soon, but something big is coming up, and I got to talk about it. But this whole thing, you're right. That should be kind of cool to end Money in the Bank with him holding the briefcase and going, "Listen, I'm coming for you. You know, you're not gonna be able to rest. Any opportunity I get, I'm coming for that belt."
Or even then, how crazy would it be? And it would probably piss a lot of people off too, if after Roman, he's standing there holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, right? The pyro's going off, and you see Jay and Jimmy dragging LA Knight from the back, and they throw him in the ring, and Roman cashes in seconds after winning it to take that belt off LA Knight.
Oh, dude, that people be
it would get people talking for sure.
And you know what? And that would be a hot, even more go against the Bloodline. So it'd be a lot more intrigue. Yeah, you know what? That actually would be good. And like that, he wins the belt and then loses it. Hey, that happened. That happened before.
That would be like nuclear heat.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they'll be hating Roman. They would hate Roman. They cheer Roman now, but they'll hate him.
But then you can turn Roman right there and have him be a heel going into WrestleMania, because you're not going to have him stay this tweener against Obafemi. He's not going to be able to. He's gonna lose that momentum going against Obafemi, because everyone's gonna aura farm Obafemi's walk to the ring as much as they can.
Destroy that shit.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But all right, moving on. Chris Jericho, Don Callis had a massive botch on AEW, so much so that we have people online saying that we have seen the end of professional wrestling. 2 minutes on the clock. Who is to blame for this? Chris Jericho, Don Callis, or AEW's production and cameraman?
You know what? I actually think it was the Chris Jericho, because you know where you have to stand when the situation happens and how far he was. And then Don Callis freaking jumped up there and rolled back off to replay it again. It was like, oh my God. No edit, no nothing, just total like, wow, that. And then when he hit him in the head, that was like so freaking cheesy.
Remember, boys, AEW is where the best wrestle.
Yes. What happened? I think it was a botch on everybody's count, man. Don Callis, I think Chris Jericho, I think the whole thing was a botch. It's like you never know when you see the botch where the person's holding them, and they got him in a friggin' a leg, like the Boston Crab or whatever. They you see him moving, he starts lifting up and they start walking, and the guy is. But this was a total disaster. This is like one of the worst botches ever. But hey,
I can't say anything because I've never watched Dynamite, so.
Oh, you didn't see this?
It's all over the webs, Eric.
It never showed up in timeline at all.
Here, I'll play this. I'll share the screen and show the spot. I don't
care. It is friggin' hysterical. You have him roll up on the mat.
Just in case some other people haven't seen it yet.
Tell Jericho, you got to move closer. Roll off the mat, roll back on the mat, and then hit him with a cheesy hit. It was bad.
Here, I'll play the spot. Share audio. So this is Chris Jericho versus Kevin Knight from Dynamite last night. Oh, it's gonna freeze, huh? Nice butt crack, Jericho.
Yeah, nice. Damn, you getting nut shots, butt cracks. What the hell, Matt? You look for those things, man.
Why is this buffering?
You got freaking goddamn Stitch's internet.
Okay, it's nodding him.
Oh my God! Look at that botch. Look how far he was.
I think it's a mix of both. Because it was bad timing too.
Oh my!
Yeah,
God.
then Callis jumps up there.
Oh my God! Only run back down.
Sticks him. Huh?
That is hysterical, man. Wow.
I don't know if it's Jericho out of spot. I don't know if potentially like Kevin Knight was supposed to move somewhere. I don't know if it was supposed to be one of those things where Knight tried to get into the ropes and then that's when Callis got up there. But I think you could blame the camera work too, because if the cameraman sees that he's out of spot, you would think that they would move or do a quick pan to the crowd, something to let these guys get reset and then do the spot and not have it be a botch like that. Like
that was bad.
You could have made Chris and Don Callis look a little bit better doing that, which this is
with this. Sorry.
Yeah, this has reignited the calls for Chris Jericho to retire. This is just not going over well. People are having a field day with this, especially because the cameraman's right there, and he is literally, you could see Jericho mouthing to Don Callis, telling him to move, to get into position. Like it's just not a good look all the way around. So yeah, what do you think, Dom? Who's at fault for this? You think it was everyone involved? Do you think it was production?
I think it was everybody. I think everybody has a play when it comes to like situations like this. You know, you're supposed to be. You have certain spots where when you're practicing, this is where you got to be. And if you botch it, it's everybody. Everybody has to have a play, and they all have to feed off each other. And listen, we've seen botches, but this was like the botch. You know, it was really bad.
Yeah, this was worse than Amazing Red dropping himself on his head.
Yep.
It was worse than Chelsea Green getting dropped on her head. Like, this is just plain blatant.
Or freaking goddamn Jey Uso jumping out of the ring, getting caught in the ropes and falling.
Or LA Knight trying to do a 619 and getting caught up.
Yep.
It's just not great. Hey, I feel bad for Jericho, man.
Botches like this happen a lot too, man. Okay, we joke about this, but really, it's just really bad because it looks so bad. You know, there's ways of going over the botch and making the botch look somewhat decent, but this was like just blatantly.
Well, the cameraman, the production truck should have been talking to the cameraman and said, "Yo, pan to the crowd real quick, pan over here, do something, let him get into position. Don Callis is clearly out of position. Let him get over there. Let Jericho get in position. Just a quick pan to the crowd, anything to let Jericho get to the ropes to have this move off."
Man, it really sucks when you talk about AEW, you talk about the mishaps and not talk about good wrestling. But like I said, botches happen all the time. There's just ways of doing botches. When you play it right, you can make the botch look decent, even though you botched. But this was really a bad botch.
It's just bad communication in general for everybody, from Jericho to trying to nod Don Callis to get onto the ring, but Jericho knows he's not even in position for said hit.
Exactly.
And then it's just production not like switching cameras to the right one, so that way they can actually get a good shot of it. So,
yeah, it just all around flub. I don't think you could really place the blame on just Jericho or Don Callis. It's just an all around.
It's all right. It was all a miscommunication between everybody. That's the best way you could put it.
But all right, that's it for our top row takes, our 2 minutes on the hottest news in professional wrestling. Now we hand the reins over to the dirtiest player in the game to tell us what the dirt sheets are talking about this week. Dom, what do the dirt sheets say?
All right. So apparently there's a rumor floating around. It's just a rumor. Obafemi, Cody Rhodes will face Division for the WWE World Tag Team Championship in a dark match this week of SmackDown.
That is not a rumor. That is a fact. It is advertised.
Okay.
It's
Now it's
taking place
okay.
after SmackDown tomorrow night.
So, could this be where they win the tag team champions, and this is where Braun Breaker gets pissed off and starts his self-destruction of the Vision? Because that's kind of weird. You're gonna just put him in a tag team match like that, or you could have Randy Orton come in and interfere. That could be. It could go a number of ways. Randy Orton interfering, Sami Zayn interfering. With the Vision, you can have. There's a whole bunch of things going on, but that's kind of odd that they're going to put them right 1, 2, 3 together like that to go for a tag team championship match off the bat like that. So, do you think they win? Like, all kidding aside, with the possibility they win the tag team champions.
I think you'd have a lot. Well, the people in attendance would be happy, but I think you'd have a lot of fans that would be pissed off because it's a match they'd want to see, and they're losing those titles on a dark match.
Okay.
I think it would be more interesting to do that on an episode of Raw or SmackDown, have it be on the show. But yeah, it is advertised. I mean, I don't know. We've seen championships change hands in dark and house shows before.
Yep.
So yeah, I know we have. We've seen Gunther. Didn't Gunther win a belt one time, and then he he didn't have it when Raw came back on or something. It was a match he won, and there was a controversy with that.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a way to keep things unpredictable and get a little bit of mystery and unpredictability back into it, where you have them win the belts on a house show.
Yeah. But so still talking about the Vision, there's a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation that Braun Breaker is pissed off with the booking backstage and has issues with Logan Paul. And it's kind of funny because Logan Paul actually posted something going, "What? Laugh out loud." So can that be that they're pushing this out there as the seeds of Braun Breaker breaking away from the Vision?
I think Braun Breaker visually has a problem with the way he's been booked.
Yeah.
And it was very evident a couple weeks ago on Raw when he was like, I don't want, he was visibly looked like he didn't want to be here. I really think, honestly, just by going off body language, I'm not an insider. I don't know anything. I really think that Logan Paul and Braun Breaker are both kind of annoyed with the Maxine Dupree, Austin Theory thing.
Yep.
I've heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I've seen a lot of people reporting online that Maxine Dupree's actual husband had to go into therapy because of it.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe we see this storyline end sooner rather than later.
Actually, I don't know.
I really think that Braun Breaker's tired of being in the Vision.
Yeah.
WWE fumbled Braun Breaker because they had this, Braun Breaker was supposed to be the next big thing. He was positioned and pushed as the face of the company, the face of the future, and then quickly Triple H got a shiny new toy in Obafemi, and it switched to Obafemi. So we saw even on Unreal that they wanted to push him, but then for some reason, I don't know if it was just because he got to give himself a hernia because he was botching constantly. He can't even do his own finisher move without landing on his head. Whatever the case may be, they kind of abandoned him. And now it seems like after people watching Unreal, they kind of regained back on the track of pushing him, and they realize that people are getting excited by this Obafemi Braun Breaker situation. And I'm like you, I want them to slow play this. Like, I like the face-off. I like things like that. Like, I don't think you should actually have them have a real confrontation with each other one-on-one until the Royal Rumble. Like, there should be a stare down and confrontation in the Royal Rumble, and then that accelerates the feud. And you hold that feud until after WrestleMania next year. You have Obafemi beat Roman Reigns for the title at WrestleMania next year, and then you introduce Braun Breaker versus Obafemi.
Yes, you slow burn it, which makes it really good. And then the anticipation when they do finally meet, it'd be awesome. All right, I got another piece of Vision news. So apparently, you talk about Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory. An unexpected push to Austin Theory has emerged. So WWE Creative is pushing Austin Theory. So a push that he was supposed to get a while ago, all of a sudden they're doing it now with the Maxine Dupree. So that is another part of the Vision storyline that is going. What do you think about Austin Theory getting pushed now?
I don't know why he's getting pushed now. All he's doing is just going against Alpha Academy, and that's just been
Fucking Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, but you have to. Well, the whole thing is you have to do the Alpha Academy. It's a no-brainer because that was Maxine Dupree's original old group. So you got to go through that until you get to bigger, better things. I just want to see Braun Breaker spear Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory.
What is with you and wanting to see men just beat on women, Dom?
No, I just want to see that.
I want to see Penta beat the shit out of Io Sky or Chelsea Green. I want to see Braun Breaker spear the shit out of Maxine Dupree.
Hey, that was some entertaining shit.
I feel like you have some built-up, unresolved aggressions here that need to be let out somehow.
No. But, yeah, that's it with that. So, even more frustrations with the WWE. Dominic Mysterio is frustrated with Creative, saying why he can't be the way he is in AAA into the main roster where he is now. And the whole fact is that he is 3-20 in 2026 in matches.
He hasn't won a match since since beating John Cena.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So what is Creative doing? They're making him look like shit. And all kidding aside, he was supposed to, they didn't want to have Dominic face Roman Reigns in this AAA match, with Luchador. Meanwhile, Dominic Mysterio is actually better than everybody, if you really think about it. But they're downplaying him and they're making him lose, and the losses are racking up. What do you think Creative's doing? Are they trying to bury him, or are they just trying to freaking just say, fuck it? What do you think they
I think he shot his mouth off, and they don't like it. He went into business for himself. He shot his mouth off, and they're not digging it, so he's being punished. Again, I feel like you see how the matches go, where it's clear that Taker is going to him in AAA and being like, all right, this is what we're thinking. This is what we're doing tonight. What do you think? And he's involved in the creative, where a WWE main roster, they're just saying, this is what we've got for you. This is what you're going to do. Execute it. There's no involvement. He's just being told what to do, to where I think Taker is actually giving him some involvement in AAA. I think we need to understand too that just because AAA is a WWE product, that they're not going to be treated the same. So the fact that he's AAA mega champion, yeah, it looks good that he's carrying that title around on WWE television. But if we learned anything from the El Grande Americano stuff, that really doesn't transition from AAA to the main roster and vice versa. So I agree with Dom. I think he's being booked terribly. It's pretty evident that he's got heat with somebody back there, especially after losing to Danhausen in a Money in the Polls match, human Money on a Pole match. It's clear, like I said, clear that he's got heat. I don't know. What do you think, Eric?
To be honest, I think Dom kind of pissed off the wrong people in the back. Because he was on a roll with his heel heat last year, but ever since then, he's been on a losing streak, and he hasn't really wrestled in AAA ever since he got the belt. He only had one, maybe two defenses.
Yep.
And because I know he had
that's hurt now. That's hurt in AAA.
Yeah, because he had a match with Vikingo.
Vikingo, yeah.
But ever since then, I haven't seen any other championship matches since then. Pretty much going like the Liv Morgan route. And now he has to put the title in line for Triple Mania.
He's got to wrestle twice, both nights.
And just, I'm hoping with this they'll make him more of a mainstay on the main roster than Triple Mania, because I'm not sure if he can handle doing both brands. I mean, he did it before with NXT, but that was kind of 4 months, 5 months.
But, I mean, how do you not even be able to produce a good promo with your dad? Like that exchange they had on Monday night wasn't good.
It really wasn't. It was like in and out. The way he just said it is, like he's not even like the deadbeat dad anymore. Like the deadbeat dad is. I guess it is getting played out.
It is.
That whole thing. I think Dom should break away from the freaking Judgment Day.
I agree. I think at this point the Judgment Day is hurting him. They're not helping him.
You're not, have JD McDonough go his way, have Dom go his way, and then you have the girls stay together. They could be Judgment Day if they want for the time being, and then eventually their eventual breakup down the road.
3-woman faction.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Well, I mean, even Roxanne, like she's supposed to be the prodigy, and
she
was brought up, and she just eats pins left and right. She just gets beat left and right. Like she was a NXT Women's Champion.
Yep. And that's what they do, man. They freaking goddamn bury you, and then eventually they give you the opportunity. But who knows? All right, go ahead.
Unless your Obor shouldn't get skyrocketed to the moon.
Yeah. You know what? It's just like it takes so damn long. Look at Solo. Look what they did to Solo. Finally, he's coming into his own after 4 years.
But in Solo's defense, he has said that he's kind of shy on TV. He didn't know how to transition this character. Like people have been talking about this in the back for a long time about, no one's talking about the legendary car rides with Solo. People talk about that, how he's funny backstage, his antics in car rides and during travel and things like that. But he even said like he didn't know how to transition it to the TV, and he was kind of like standoffish when doing that. But it's nice to see now. Like that shit on Monday was hilarious.
It was.
When Jay's like, when Jay was like, "This is your warning shot, pow," and Solo's like ducking, and then he's like, "Is everybody back all right back there? Did anybody get shot?" No, we're good, And now the memes are popping up all over the line that Jay Uso was arrested for weapons charges.
Yeah. That's funny. But you see, I like that promotion. That's cool promoting it, and it people talking, which is actually really good. But the whole thing with Dominic, I think, because he's gonna lose the belt to freaking El Grande Americano. That's what they're trying to do when he goes in Worlds Collide or the AAA Mania. He's losing the belt.
It's gonna be a AAA.
Yeah, he's gonna lose the belt. Eventually they should have the stories from AAA trickle over into the WWE. They should. Like NXT. NXT should have some significance with WWE to a certain point. And you mention things that happen in NXT, and you bring it up to the main roster, or like AAA. Yeah, it brings more story, more intrigue. Instead of having that separate shit where you're a badass in one thing and then you're a piece of shit in another. So
a coward heel in the other.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's really I can see why he's frustrated, but hopefully in the next month or so we get something. Maybe Dirty Dom wins the Money in the Bank. I thought he's going to win Money in the Bank because it's going to be but have a participant in Money in the Bank because he wasn't in this thing to fight Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we'll see. All right, I got one more piece. This is a good story. So Jim Ross undergoes successful brain surgery. He had his brain. So apparently, surgeons drilled a hole in his skull to insert a stent. A small tube runs down his stomach to help manage the drain excess fluid from his brain. Which the surgery went good. So for Jim Ross and successful recovery and blessings to Jim Ross. So I know there's more for Dirty Dom Sheets, but it's what I get. I try to take the best things I see. I don't know, just whatever else is out there.
I just hope with this brain surgery he can get rid of his racist thoughts.
Yeah, and also this is pretty sad. Johnny Gargano. It reveals his father's battling stage 4 lung and prostate cancer. So that's another, your prayers and wishes go out to Johnny Gargano. I'm sorry, Gargano. Hey, I'm Italian. I can't even pronounce Italian.
You're good.
Nah, but yeah. So you heard about the Jim Ross. Jim Ross has successful brain surgery, and so that's so. Yeah, and those are the Dirty Dom Sheets of the week of August 12th, right? Today's the 12th.
Today is the 13th.
Oh, the 13th. Today's the 13th. Okay, 13th. Yesterday was the 12th. Okay, I'm like lost. I lost a day. The 13th.
Time skipped.
Yeah. It happens. I got to stay after the day. Freaking cocaine's a hell of a drug. But yeah. Like I said, there's like, creative has a lot to do with a lot of shit that's going on, and I still don't understand half the people they don't use in the back, that they have no room. There's no story. You can make story. You could build the ultimate friggin' mid card, man, with all these different challengers. That's people in the back that don't get opportunities. You talk about the tag team championship. You could put two people together and make a tag team. If people you aren't using, try to make things, different things, but they seem bent on certain aspects of we have nothing for them. Like, you have talent that's sitting there doing nothing. Freaking Dragunov, freaking one of the best athletes they have. Where is he? He's been off TV for the longest time. You freaking pushed and nail to nail, whatever it is, to get freaking guys in Jordan Grace from TNA. You get her, you don't use her. Carmelo Hayes, you finally used him. He was U.S. champion. Now he's getting a chance to fight Baron Corbin this week coming up. But like these guys that are in the back, use them, utilize them. There's got to be some storyline you could plug them in. Gargano freaking been laying as a plank for the past couple of months, doing nothing. His wife doing nothing. She got beat up by freaking goddamn by Monroe. Did nothing. So they gotta do better, man. They definitely have to do better.
Let me ask you this before we get into our reviews of the shows. There are 3-count reviews for the shows. Yeah. Have you guys seen? Did you guys see Conrad Thompson's remarks regarding Roman Reigns?
Yes, he called him a friggin' Goldberg.
Well, yeah,
Goldberg.
He called Roman Reigns probably the most overrated main eventer in WWE history, and he described him as the current WWE version of Goldberg if Goldberg worked more than 10 minutes. He said, and I quote, "I think Roman Reigns is probably the most overrated main eventer in WWE history. I know this isn't a wrestling term, it's a music term, but Roman Reigns is what music would call an industry plant. I don't think if Roman Reigns disappeared tomorrow, WWE's fortune changes at all. They push him so hard against the grain, down our throats, in the phrase that Triple H would use about why they're not pushing Braun Breaker. Well, they pushed Roman Reigns down our throats forever. We had a good storyline with the Bloodline, but now that Bloodline, it feels like it's into its black and silver era of the NWO. It's kind of like, it was fun. It was a fun moment in time, but the time's moved on. And I just don't know that there's any really, truly fantastical Roman Reigns fans out there. Like, if they booked Roman the way they do Punk or the way they do Cody, I just feel like we've been conditioned to believe he's a top guy, but there's no real reason. I don't know that anybody could say here's my favorite Roman Reigns match. When people talk about their favorite matches ever, how many people list a Roman Reigns match? How many people list their favorite promo as a Roman Reigns promo?
Succotash.
Yeah, it's not like he's doing the world PR tour or doing all the heavy lifting like they have Cody Rhodes or Punk or John Cena before that doing. He just flies in, takes 12 minutes to get to the ring, wrestles kind of the same match, does it really, really slow, gets his hands raised, and he moves on. He's Goldberg if Goldberg worked more than 10 minutes. Do you guys agree with Conrad Thompson on that? Like, what's our temperature on the current Roman Reigns Bloodline storyline?
Good.
Roman Reigns, let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of blanked. Go ahead, Tom.
No, my thing is that yes, when they were shoving him down our throats, until he revealed he had leukemia and this and that, his real personality Joe came out as who he was, this and that. People sympathized. If he didn't get leukemia, he didn't come out with that, do you think Roman Reigns would be where he is now? That's the thing. You know, the whole thing with Roman Reigns is that we all know that he's doing the best he can to control his leukemia, taking medicine and doing things. He can't wrestle the way he did. You know, so the little bit of momentum, those big the matches that he does here and there, but all those promos, that's the best he can do, because we're not going to get Roman Reigns like he was prior. And he is a money drawer. He does draw money. He's a top freaking guy, merchandise seller. People love him. If you see the crowd, everybody, even when he was heel, everybody acknowledged Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. So that persona of Roman Reigns really generated off the fans. And I think, yes, is he overhyped? Yes. You know, is he like Goldberg? Kind of. Goldberg comes out a little bit here, a little bit there. And he got. Listen, it doesn't matter if you wrestle him, if you're there for 10 minutes or 50 minutes. The noise that he gets and generates in the crowd, that's all the WWE sees and wants. That's selling merchandise right there. All the people friggin' cheering for him. So that the WWE doesn't care. 10 minutes, 50 minutes, he's getting the cheers.
Yeah.
And the ratings. Look, and Netflix did say, if you want us to be on Netflix, we want Roman Reigns and the Bloodline on Netflix. Because that was the best thing going on SmackDown. But the whole fact is that they put the Bloodline on Netflix now, and it's not the same it was back a few years back, which was better. But Roman Reigns still is a big draw. And I think that they see money. Their money's getting printed every time Roman Reigns comes out. So
yeah, I mean, I agree in some aspects with Conrad, but like I couldn't tell you if I'm going to give you my favorite match, it's not going to be a Roman Reigns match by any means. He wrestled great matches, but like
that was great.
And Roman Reigns is not ever going to be on my Mount Rushmore. No. Probably, I mean, maybe if you're an upcoming or like a newer kid now coming up in this era of pro wrestling, Roman Reigns would be somewhere on your Mount Rushmore, but I don't think he's going to be on mine. He's probably not on yours. I'm sure he's probably not on Eric.
My nephew loves Roman Reigns.
I mean,
he'd be on his Rushmore.
He can be on the current Mount Rushmore for right now, but of all time, not so much.
Yeah, but I think like big dog Roman Reigns, yeah, he was being shoved down our throat. Vince was shoving down our throat. I think a lot of things played to help Roman get out of that. Like the leukemia thing isn't great, but it did force him to take time away. So we weren't seeing him on TV every week. It forced him to step aside. It forced him, out of sight, out of mind. It forced him to take a step back and then stop pushing us down our throat. It humanized him, where people got that human connection with him, and that gave time for Vince to get booted out and then him come back during the COVID era and be put with Paul Heyman and become the tribal chief and give a little bit of a character progression or change to change the direction. But I've said it for a while. I feel like he does the 5-move of doom and it's over. Like, I really feel like on a Roman Reigns match, either the opponent has to do a lot of heavy lifting or they work well together. But like I said, I'm not going to be sitting here screaming for, this is my favorite Roman Reigns match. I couldn't really tell. Like, I mean, for me, recent memory, just because recent would be CM Punk, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, or the 2 Cody matches at Manias.
Talk about the one that was in Philly, right?
Yeah. What about Braun Strowman? I ain't through with you yet. Freaking Braun Breaker was going after him every day. Not Braun Breaker, freaking Braun Strowman.
And even then, like,
hey, listen,
I don't know.
I like his promo, sucker to succotash, when he freaking couldn't talk. That was the best. Roman Reigns, when Chris Jericho was there doing he was in the ring. You made the list when he was standing there with Seth Rollins. That was like the funniest Roman Reigns. They broke character because Chris Jericho was funny in that part. But Roman Reigns, like they pushed, and like the sympathy actually got him to be where he is now. And like we don't know if he ever comes out saying that, if that ever happens, if he's gonna be the top of the heap where he is now. But Roman Reigns, hey, like I said, he still draws. He draws. Crowds go crazy. They cheer. The ones go up. The dollars go up. The merchandise goes up. So.
He almost has like new merch almost every freaking month, though.
Yeah. And they have those sneakers. Those freaking sneakers sold out in a heartbeat. The Air Jordans, the freaking those things freaking sold out in a heartbeat. But like I said, the younger crowd loves it. I see so many young fans, so many young kids. Roman Reigns is freaking. They all would love Roman Reigns. So you know what? Like I said, they're real life superheroes to kids, and we're grown men talking about all these things. It's the younger generation, it's the kids that see these as role models, as superheroes, and they cheer. And that's who they are. They're real life superheroes in the ring that entertain us on a regular basis, and the kids are amazed. And like I said, we talk about bad shows, we talk about wrestlers that suck. It's the kids the kids that are in the audience that watch this with amazement, that smile and cheer and that happy. They're with their parents and they're watching they're watching these guys perform, these girls and guys perform right before their eyes, and they're amazed. So we are at fault because we find fault in every friggin' thing because our generation before, it's different, things are different, but every kid has their heroes. Every generation of kids see different things. They like their wrestlers and who they are. So Roman Reigns will definitely, maybe in the next 20 years, will be on somebody else's rush. Like my nephew, definitely be on his Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. 20 years down the road, 10 years down the road, whatever it is, if we want to do it. And Roman, I think after this run, you're gonna probably see less and less of Roman. I think Roman's gonna go more Hollywood. He's gonna probably leave. He's gonna go to John Cena. That's it.
I think the way they book him, or he's been booked, hurts him. Like these long title runs, like people aren't gonna really remember that. Like you think of you put him up there with like the likes of a John Cena or Ric Flair or who else? Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan.
Well, listen,
The Rock. There's just a lot of
Yeah, but everybody makes their way in things. It's the booking does suck. To be honest, it does. But I guess Roman Reigns does the best. He does the best of what his booking is. And yes, have he gotten better in promos? Yes, he has. It's just his appearances. They still generate a lot of excitement. People love. Dude, fucking women. You watch the women's in the freaking goddamn audience. Every time he comes out, the freaking women are all fucking panties are dropping all over the damn place.
There's no denying that he's over, but I just, me personally, I don't like. I think it's a harsh comparison to be like he's the modern day Goldberg. But I don't. I agree with him in the standpoint that nobody's sitting here telling you that their favorite match of all time is a Roman Reigns match.
Yeah, and that's true. Listen, let me tell you, there's excitement in a lot of matches. A lot of different. When he was Shield, when he went on his own, when he was with Paul Heyman, when he first started with Paul Heyman, building up the bloodline in the beginning. But individual matches, you're right. I think one of his best matches was against Punk when he took the belt back.
At Mania.
I think that was one of his best matches. I think that match alone solidified on who he is in that one match, and I think that's the match that people will talk about. But prior, a lot of matches, look, I actually liked the Seth Rollins match in the freaking Survivor Series. I thought freaking SummerSlam. I thought that was the best match out of the two nights. Him and Seth. So it's comparison. You're comparing that now, this and that, but I bet you if you tell a kid, what was your best match? Oh, yeah, the match that he fought so-and-so, that was great, but he can't. So their ideas of matches are different from our ideas of what we see. I know we were kids at one time, and I bet you, we talk about the wrestlers from the past when we were young, growing up. In the same way these young kids are saying about Roman Reigns now. Hey, look, Dean Ambrose left the Shield, left WWE to go on his own to try to solidify on who he is. Seth Rollins, a lot of banger matches he had, a lot of great matches that he performed. Roman Reigns is still doing his thing, trying to make the best matches he can on what he's booked. And you're right, creative has a lot to do with it. But he makes the best out of what is chosen for him. So, like I said, when Goldberg came out, Goldberg crowds are cheering. You're next. I'll
be honest with you. Like, I think one of my favorite Roman Reigns matches is a match that he wasn't even. It was a tag match. It would have to be the Shield versus the Wyatt family from Elimination Chamber in 2014. That's probably one of my favorite Roman Reigns matches. If we're talking solo Roman Reigns match, I think it would be him versus Cody at Mania 40, and then possibly followed by Daniel Bryan and SmackDown, and then I don't know, the triple threat you had with Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 37.
Yeah.
I mean, Roman and AJ's up there too from Extreme Rules in 2016. Trying to think of others.
Well, like last year, like this year's WrestleMania.
Roman, yeah, Punk versus Roman at Mania, Sammy versus Roman at Elimination Chamber. I think that's probably where I would draw the line for me. Cody at 39 too, but I mean Logan Paul, Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel was good too. But I'm a weird one because like one of my favorite modern matches is Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander on NXT. I think it's a fucking phenomenal match.
Hey, you know what? Look, like I said, you compare all these wrestlers with wrestlers from the past and all that stuff like that. Everybody has their stone on who they are as a wrestler. And Roman Reigns, like I said, he's a champion. He was a double champion. He held the belts for freaking 3 years, man. So that's going to solidify him as a top person down the road, or what he accomplished. And yeah, it may not be the best matches, but far few in between. A handful of matches that he did were pretty good matches, but his legacy of him having those belts and being champion and going on that freaking historic 4-year run with the belts, both belts, and now he has the belt again, and he's the top dog again. We'll see what happens.
Do you have a favorite Roman Reigns match, Eric?
From back then, because all that big dog shit was boring as hell. I'm not gonna front. Even if including the whole dog food skit with Corbin.
How we say that, man?
To be honest, when he entered himself back into the triple threat between Strowman and the Fiend, when he came back during the COVID days.
Yeah.
What about you, Dom? Do you have your favorite Roman Reigns match?
Well, I'll tell you, I actually the Sami Zayn match. The Sami Zayn match, the Kevin Owens match, when he fought Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens got handcuffed. They handcuffed Kevin Owens to win. The McIntyre match in Clash. Was it Clash in Scotland? Or was it which one was that? The when McIntyre freaking lost, it was pissed off. That was a pretty good match. The Cody Rhodes match, WrestleMania, and the CM Punk match now. Those were, and the Survivor Series with Seth Rollins. I kind of, I really like that match. Other than that,
wasn't his match against Drew at Survivor Series?
But it wasn't. No, it was away. It was remember it was in Scotland or somewhere like that. Scotland or London. It was someplace. I believe. It was one of those. It was in one of those places, Clash in someplace. I forgot what it was.
It was not Glasgow. Not Italy. Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris. Was it Clash in Paris?
Yeah.
When he fought McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's be on McIntyre. Do you see how jacked he got?
Haven't seen any latest images
I haven't
yet.
seen any photos of him lately.
He had a picture with Russell Crowe. A picture when he trained with Russell Crowe because he was still doing the
Highlander.
Big shit. I'm excited for that movie, Highlander.
I gotta see previews of it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the 3-count reviews. This is where we go through our reviews of this week's shows and we give our best moment, worst moment, and what were they thinking at moment of the night. And as always, we're going to start with Friday Night SmackDown. I'm going to do a little exchange here, though, a little twist here, because I always throw it to one of you guys and I throw you under the bus and you have to quickly try to remember what happened on the show. So we'll go back to SmackDown and I'll tell you what was the matches where SmackDown, you had the United States Championship match, Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams, with Corbin picking up the win. You had the Women's Tag Team Championship match, Fatal Influences versus Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, where Chelsea Green got hurt. You had Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill, with Charlotte Flair picking up the win with the assist from Alexa Bliss and Tatum Paxley. And that was fucking it. You had 3 matches on SmackDown. In 2 hours, you had 3 matches on SmackDown. You did have a backstage segment with Sami Zayn and Johnny Gargano. You did have a Kevin Owens CM Punk exchange at the beginning of the show as well. You did have a Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes exchange as well. So I'll kick it to you, Dom, because I usually start with Eric. I'll go Dom. 3-count. Best moments, worst moments. What were they thinking moment of the night for SmackDown?
All right, the best moment, I actually like the two exchanges, Punk with Kevin Owens and the Randy Orton with Cody Rhodes. I really thought those promos were good, really good. I enjoyed those promos. I like to see Cody Rhodes when we're playing the good guy. Cincinnati goes, "You call yourself the Legend Killer? I'm gonna freaking end you. I'm gonna end you. I'm gonna kill you, kill the Legend of You," which is really cool. I think that found.
I like the line Cody used there where he says, "I no longer have to play the good guy."
Good guy, exactly. So that tells you that could be the start of him turning or becoming more of a don't give 2 shits type of a thing. You could be good, but still do what you gotta do. But that was good. The worst, actually, all kidding aside, I actually like the appearance of Tatum Paxley coming in. I just did like the botches at the end with Charlotte and freaking Jay Cargill. There was a couple of botches.
Yeah.
When she went to go do the freaking Sister Abigail, that was like all over the place. But it tells you, I got a feeling, do you think that Charlotte is going to wind up getting stabbed in the back?
I know one of them is.
Because seeing Alexa come back as the evil, you see the doll with the teeth. So I think her and Tatum Paxley are going to become a tag team. And that was already planted a long time ago. People were talking about that. So I think that might be the end. What were they thinking? Pinning Chelsea Green. That was what they and the what do I think? The worst moment too also was Chelsea Green getting hurt. That was pretty bad. What do they think? Goddamn guy, Barry Corbin friggin' winning again by hitting friggin' Trick in the head with the belt. But I did like the fact that he's going to be fighting Carmelo Hayes this week. So that could be pretty good. Overall, I gave it a solid B. I gave SmackDown a solid B because the promos did save it. And that's the thing. 3 matches on a 2-hour show.
3 matches on a 2-hour show, and you say that you don't have enough room to get people in.
Yep.
But yet you give
look at NXT.
Cody Rhodes technically 2 or 3 promos, however you want to look at it, because he started off with CM Punk and then Kevin Owens came out. So you give Cody Rhodes multiple promos. I think there's time there. It's just not being utilized well.
Nope.
But go ahead, Eric. Best moment, worst moment, what were the moment of the night for SmackDown?
So best moments was Paxley's debut and the Kevin Owens CM Punk promo. Worst moment, of course, is unfortunately Chelsea Green getting injured. What were they thinking? I can't say Baron Corbin because it's to be expected. He's not going to lose like the first match back. I think what they're thinking is the finisher for Fatal Influence.
Yeah.
Because they have 2 different heights, they're not on the same level, which pretty much caused Chelsea's injury. Overall, give it about a B-, C+ if I want to be a dick.
So C+ it is then.
Okay, I guess I'm a dick today. Yeah, it was a fair.
You're such a Richard, Eric.
Yeah, I am. Call me a private eye.
I don't want to talk about your privates at all. For me, best moments of the night, I agree. Tatum Paxley's debut and the CM Punk Kevin Owens promo. I like that promo. I think it was a good setup for things to come. It was a good first exchange for 2 men that have never wrestled each other. Not even in the indies, they've never wrestled each other.
That's going to be good.
So I am down with that. Worst moment of the night is why it's still for me, Johnny Gargano. Where are we going with this Johnny Gargano thing? Are we really just going to have him appear on TV and plank and lay on things until his contract runs out and he can go to AEW? Is that what we're doing here?
He's committed to the gimmick.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Kayfabe.
What are we doing with Johnny Gargano? Let's the dude's a great professional wrestler.
Well, yeah.
The dude's got the chops. Get him in a ring with against Sami Zayn. Have him and Sami tag going for the tag team championships. Something. Get him going. Give us something. And what were they thinking moment of the night was putting Chelsea Green anywhere near that tag team match with Fatal Influence. Like, it should not have happened. She's your interim champion. You got to stop treating her like dog do. You got to book her better. And that's, but I would give the show probably a C+ as well. You got 2 hours, 3 matches, and you want to tell me that you have no room to get Julia a match, get
Miss Grace.
Huh?
Miss Jordan Grace.
Yeah, Jordan Grace. Any of this other talent you have, Kiana James, any of this other talent back there, you don't have time for them to get on TV and try and do something.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, no. Brennan says, my best moment from SmackDown was Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton promo and Kevin Owens and CM Punk promo. Worst moment was the women's tag team match. Should have made a #1 contenders match for the title. He said, what were they thinking moment? CM Punk trying to help Cody against Randy Orton, which they need to keep them separate. He's giving it a 9. Damn, he's giving a SmackDown a 9 out of 10.
Damn, Brendan.
Yeah. Damn, that's a high score.
It is.
On SmackDown. Who paid you, Brandon?
SmackDown paid him.
Yeah. USA Network.
Yeah.
Right? He must be like a secret. Maybe he's a secret like WWE plant. This is the guy who's paid to go watch these shows. But all right, that was SmackDown. Now we move into Monday Night Raw from last week. Let me get my notes from Raw. Okay, so Monday Night Raw saw World Heavyweight Championship #1 contenders tournament match for the AAA tournament. Penta versus Laredo Kid. We had Akira Tozawa versus Austin Theory, with Austin Theory picking up the win. Oh yeah, Penta won the first round of the match as well.
Yep.
Soruka, US guy.
Yeah, you had a promo with Stephanie Vakir and Becky Lynch. You had Dragon Lee beating Dominic Mysterio. Sol Ruka and Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, with Sol Ruka and Io Sky winning, which, yeah. Then you had Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa. So you had 5 matches on Raw.
Yeah.
I'll go first with Raw. My best moment of the night for me was actually the Sol Ruka Io Sky match and Roxanne Perez versus Raquel Rodriguez. I thought that was a fantastic match.
Really?
I think everyone in that match did really well. I think Sol Ruka and Io Sky both kind of showed up and showed out there. That was good. I did like the number 1 contenders match, but look, I don't like so much predictability here, and I think this tournament to face Roman in Mexico City there's so much predictability here. We know that WWE is leading up to a Penta versus Rey Fenix final, with Penta going over to face Roman Reigns in Mexico City, and that's going to cause something with the Usos, where we're going to get the Usos versus the Lucha Brothers, and we're going to see the official reuniting of the Lucha Brothers in WWE.
Hey, listen, you know that, but also I got a feeling that fucking LA Knight's going to come out with a mask. You know, come out with a freaking luchador freaking mask at that event and try to cost Roman the championship. I can see that at the end of some shit. Who the hell is this?
It's El Generico.
I mean, just for my what were they thinking? And it's just a gut reaction, like, because I don't know what comes next. I think something good is going to come out of it, but I think it's going to be forcing Solo Sikoa back into the bloodline. Like, he's getting great face work. The crowd's loving him. They're responding to him. I don't know why you would force him back into the bloodline right now. So that would be my what were they thinking. Worst moment of the night is just them fucking burying Dominic Mysterio, man.
Yeah.
Just burying Dominic Mysterio.
3-20, man. 3 wins and 20 losses in 2026.
That's insane. And one of those was against John Cena, which makes it even less important, I guess.
The curse of Cena.
Yeah.
And where's Rusev been ever since he walked off?
I mean, he just lost to Javon Evans, and after that, Cass came in.
Oh my
Big
god,
Cass
that's the other thing. Yeah, Big Cat. I forgot about Big Ass coming in and once again attacking.
Yeah, Corey Grace has nothing to say about Big Cass.
No, he does not. He does not talk about Big Cass at all.
Not at all.
Good on him. I mean, Javon Evans looked good against Cass. Like,
yeah, he put up a fight.
Yeah, but why are we booking Big Cass to come in here and pick on smaller people and then trying to act like?
Because we're going for the bully angle.
Yeah, he's
some younger
talent.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Get out of here, nerd.
We'll let Brandon go next. Brandon says, my moment on Monday Night Raw was Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. Wow, really? Worst moment was women's tag team match because I don't like the booking they're doing with Roxanne Perez. He said, what were they thinking? Moment of the night was why have just Lucha tournament and no one else can enter like LA Knight. Plus, I think Roxanne Perez wins Money in the Bank. Raw was an 8 out of 10. Damn, he gave Raw a lower rating than SmackDown. Yeah. It's because it is Mexico City, so they want to draw in Mexico City, so they're trying to give AAA as much play as possible. That's why it's all mostly luchadors.
Again, cross promotion.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
So my favorite was the Penta versus Laredo Kid match. The thing I hated the most was wasting time with the Austin Theory versus Akira Tozawa match. And same with what they were thinking was giving Dirty Dom a big L again.
Yeah, he holds those L's, doesn't he?
That toxic heat has just gone away, so now nobody cares about it anymore.
Yep.
Do you think Dom can get that heat back, though? What would he have
Yes.
to do to get that heat back?
Oh, go with Stephanie Fakir.
I don't think I would do it.
Go with, or Roxanne Perez becomes his new side chick.
I don't think it has to be a side chick thing. I think he has to.
Yeah, he
has to lean more into the Eddie Guerrero shtick. Like he's got to do more like lying, stealing, and cheating. Lying, stealing, and cheating.
I actually think he's gonna lose the belt to friggin' El Grande Americano. I think his rise will pick up after that. I think they'll push him after that. You know,
or he's the only thing he's gonna get pushed is out the door when he's featured endeavored.
He's not going anywhere. He ain't going. My worst moment, what they were thinking was the Dominic Mysterio getting pinned. I did like the old promo was funny in the back with Jacob Fatu and the Usos when he goes, "You lost to his punk ass. Let's see how you do. You do better." They go in and there's Jimmy just sitting there smiling back and forth. Yep. You know, Jacob Fatu. You know he definitely. I got a feeling he's the one that's going to friggin' stab Roman in the back somewhere down the road. You know, for him to fall in line like that, for being who he was, to fall in line, there's something more to that. But my favorite moment was Penta and the Lero Kid. I thought that was great. I also did like the Sol Ruka and Sky match. Austin, I understand you got to run the course with Austin Theory and the Vision against Asawa and have that. Otis is out. Now Asawa will be out. So now you move on to other things. And that's why the tag team match that's going to be in Room in the Dark match with freaking Obafemi and Cody is going to change the course of other things. I actually thought Raw was a pretty good. You had 5 matches, and you had a couple of good backstage promos. Becky Lynch with Stephanie Fakir was pretty good. I like the her coming out and then Liv trying to sneak attack her, and then I thought that was pretty good. The women's match championship match is heating up. It's going to be cool to see Stephanie Fakir versus Becky Lynch for #1 contender to fight. Liv, it's going to be a triple threat.
Yeah, I think it's just going to go straight to triple threat.
But we definitely can see. I got a feeling we're going to see Becky and Stephanie team up against Liv and Roxanne, or Liv and Raquel. It's going to be a tag team coming up soon that they're going to have to team with each other. So, but yeah, I think Raw is really picking up. I don't like Cass's angle. Cass is going after all these freaking smaller guys and stuff like that. I want to see Cass get his ass whipped by Obafemi. You know, Cass get whipped by freaking a returning McIntyre. I think he's going to return to Raw when he comes back. You know, but yeah, I give it a solid B+. Raw.
Yeah, I think
I'd say B average.
I'd say B-.
Okay. Hey, we all got the. Hey, we still saying B's, man. B's is good.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get much lower than whatever the fuck that Raw with Danhausen and Joe
I
Hendry
think they
was.
learned their lesson.
Yeah.
We'll get a Danhausen probably appearance this week coming up.
I don't think so.
All right, now we move on to NXT.
Next,
we saw a mixed tag team match with Izzy Rain and EK Proper defeating Izzy Dame and Nico Vance by pinfall.
Too many Izzies.
Izzy's and Lizzie's.
Izzy and Lizzie's.
You had Dion Lennox defeating Shaquan Sugars?
Saquon Sugars.
By pinfall. Then you had the NXT Women's North American Championship match. Zaria defeating Warren Sinclair by pinfall.
That was a pretty good match.
Yeah,
and then you had Kim Hendricks defeating Mason Rook by pinfall. Fucking poor Mason Rook, man. that man Dussy is not doing him any favors right now.
He's
Then you
gonna come
had
back leave him alone. Leave him alone.
you had Price defeating Lexus King by pinfall. Poor Lexus King, man. I would like to see more from Lexus King.
Yep.
Then you got the NXT Championship #1 contenders match. Cruz Montana versus Grayson Waller with a no DQ finish as they were both attacked by the debuting Zilla Fatu. Go ahead, Dom. Did you watch NXT?
Yeah, I did. I thought the freaking NXT was pretty good. The stakes are high now. Like you interact, you put in a primetime player like Zilla, and it already changes the dynamic of the entire show. Knowing that he's there now, so it kind of brings the stakes higher, and it makes you want to watch. I thought the match, the Zarya match, was pretty good. I got a feeling Zarya's going to come out after she loses the belt. I think Zarya will be coming up to the main roster. Probably as soon as she loses the belt, she'll probably definitely get it.
That'll probably be Halloween Havoc, to be honest.
Yeah, Dion Lennox, Squadron Sugars. I that was a pretty good match.
She's going to lose at Halloween Havoc?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Kylie and St. Clair match was pretty good as well. Everything else was all right. You know what? It's not what they're thinking. What were they thinking not doing this sooner? I know there was a lot of other things that needed to be taken care of before you could start building up the show. The worst moment is Mason Rook losing, and Mason Rook came in with fire, and all of a sudden, because everybody made fun of him and everybody was saying this and that, he kind of like the fire is gone. Really, for Mason Rook, and then you don't see anything from what's his name either, Araku. You don't see anything.
I don't think it's that. I don't know. It's an interesting take on the Mason Rook thing because I think it's more so like people aren't really familiar with him. And so they didn't understand why WWE was trying to push him so hard at the beginning.
John Cena was pushing him pretty hard too, though.
Well, yeah, but why are people? But how much of that was maybe WWE asking him to? Be like, we got to get this kid over. Can you talk about him? Kind of the same thing with Naraku. Like a lot of modern WWE fans don't follow the international product.
See, this is my thing. I really think that wrestling has become more relevant now. There's a lot more people watching it, and I think they should promote more of their programs on TV so more people can actually see a lot of these guys and girls that are participating in all of these different programs, so they get an idea of like, oh wow, this is cool. It's like baseball. A lot of people don't watch the minors, but they wait for the player to come up and to see, oh, the #1 draft pick, this and that. But if you watch college baseball, you definitely know who the people are in the draft that are going to be picked to go into the majors, into the minors before they go to the majors, and then people following them. So it's like with everything, with every type of sport. You should follow the indies. You should follow Ring of Honor. You should follow all the different.
That's a lot of pro wrestling to follow.
What?
Yeah,
that's a lot of pro wrestling to follow.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot, but just have fun watching matches. Like, just leave it. Like, if something's on TV, watch it. Just for a second, you never know. You might enjoy it. And I think with YouTube and YouTube has brought a lot more because we all watch YouTube more than we watch regular TV. That's why AAA is on YouTube. You got to really think about that. That YouTube, I watch YouTube all the time more than regular TV. So someone like me,
I think it's pretty equal for me. A lot of YouTube for me is like background when I'm working and background noise.
Okay.
I just put stuff on like to listen to as I'm working, but I still watch a lot of TV as well, though. Too.
Yeah, see, I watch YouTube because I'm always watching YouTube because I'm always trying to get ideas for when I ever get my my thing up and running, which maybe never, but that's besides the point. But yeah, like I said, a lot of these wrestlers that are coming out from all these other organizations, people should just take an eye, just take a look at some of these programs, you might be excited. You might say, "Shit, this might be my new favorite wrestling program," compared to because there's other things outside the major the WWE and AEW and TNA. You know, so I think that that should be more pushed to get people more invested.
What happened? What's up with Josh Briggs?
I'm not sure because I'm not sure if he got injured or because I haven't seen him in Evolve either.
I don't know. I think he got injured. I think he did.
Go ahead, Eric. Even though you were choosing to go to a shit ass baseball game instead of watching NXT.
No, it's kind of entertaining because D-backs lost. They had the lead for like 2-0 until like the last 3 innings. So
D-bags? What?
D-backs.
D-backs.
Diamondback D-bags.
So I'm gonna say 2 things I liked, which is, of course, Zilla Fatu showing up and debuting, and also Grayson Waller pretty much pushing Saquon to go attack Dark State and hitting Deion Linux with a baseball bat. What were they thinking? Well, both what were they thinking and why I hate this is giving Mason Rooks another L because I'm not sure what creative is trying to push there. It just make it make sense. That's all I'm asking. Make it have a reason why he keeps losing.
There is a reason because people had no idea who he was, and now they just give him the L's because people weren't resonating with him. That's the big thing.
The thing is that people know Mason Rooks compared to Cam Hendricks, even though Cam Hendricks came up from Evolve.
I know. Aruku too, the same thing. They don't watch, Oh, the
NXT crowd knows about Evil.
Yeah, they know about Evil, but the other people, the regular casual fan, didn't know about Evil until he started making way because no one watched New Japan. You know, that's the thing. All these organizations, that's what you have to look at because you might find the next big megastar coming out of that. It's going to come into a WWE.
I mean, I hope it's going to be the case because nobody really watches Tubi, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of Kendall Gray, she's coming up on her own too, and she started from Evolve.
What do you mean? I watched Tubi. I was just watching Growing Pains reruns last night.
I meant wrestling on Tubi, sir. You know what I fucking mean.
My bad.
Overall, give it about a B+. I think it was better than Raw and SmackDown.
Is it just the excitement of Zilla Fatu? Is that what did it for you?
It certainly does fucking help.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, best moment of the night, Zilla Fatu's debut. I did like the championship. I thought Cruz Montana and Grayson Waller were given a banger match.
Oh yeah.
That was good stuff. I don't really have a worst moment or what were they thinking. I mean, I guess what were they thinking is what the hell are you doing with Mason Rook? I understand, people don't know him, but you pushed him off into the main event scene. You had him attack your champion right off the rip. You've got all these people coming after the championship. Got to kind of figure that out a little bit. And let's see, worst moment of the night would still have. It's got to go back to Mason Rook as well, man. I don't know why they can't get him figured out or get a good push for him or anything. Like get a good. I don't know. You pushed him so heavy, and now just to kind of have him fall down the card.
Losing to Cam Hendricks twice, losing to Vanity Project.
Yeah, the Vanity Project is the one that hurts the most for me. But I don't know. I'm not a big Mason Rook fan though either. But I wasn't really familiar with what he did overseas either. So
he has great athleticism for the size that he is.
Oh yes, he does for a big man. Absolutely.
I'm not sure about charisma wise because we haven't done like any mic work yet. It's mainly just his athleticism.
But yeah, there you go for NXT. Now we headed into Dynamite. Eric, you probably didn't watch Dynamite because you openly said you don't watch TNA or I mean AEW. What's the matter, Dom?
No, I just saw something I hate.
I can leave.
No, I just saw something that I hate. So apparently they dropped the new card set that came out this week. It actually dropped yesterday, and people are pulling out banger after banger after banger after banger. So now, if I buy a box, I'll pull out friggin' shit because everybody's pulling out all the banger cards right now.
Magic the Gathering, The Hobbit,
Star Wars Galaxy.
To be honest, it could be just a boosted pull rate, anyways.
But did you watch Dynamite, Dom?
No, I didn't. I just saw the Jericho mishap. Yeah,
all right, Dynamite rundown. You had a number 2 in the Casino Gauntlet at All In, and Nick Wayne versus MJF with Speedball Mike Bailey. You had MJF picking up the win there. You had a Continental Cup final round, Jay White versus David Finlay. Jay White winning there. TNT Championship, Kevin Knight versus Chris Jericho, with Kevin Knight retaining there. You had Chris Statlander versus Vivian Van, with Chris Statlander winning there. And then you had a Hiroko Shida versus Maya World and Thunder Rosa, with Maya World and Thunder Rosa picking up the win. Then you had a Continental Cup first round match, Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus John Moxley, with John Moxley picking up the win. My best moment of the night was, of course, MJF, but I don't know why they're going to have him going number 2 in that match, but it is what it is. MJF winning. Anything MJF for me. Best moment of the night. Worst moment of the night. And what were they thinking? Both go to the Chris Jericho, Don Callis spot.
Yeah. Hey, MJF has a new shirt, the OTC shirt now. He has
only true champion.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking clean it up, AEW. That's all I'm gonna say. Clean it up. I don't want to hear AEW is where the best wrestle. Clean it up, and then you can say that. Clean it up.
Let me tell you something. This is my thing when it comes to all wrestling, all the TNA, everything. Put on a decent show, man. Hey, listen, I know that storylines aren't gonna freaking be creative. It's not gonna be in everything. Botches happen everywhere, but big botches that really stand out. Those are the ones that people talk about for a minute. Don't rank your organization better than another if you have shit botches like that.
Everyone's gonna botch. Everyone has botches.
Hey, look,
but just
AEW is a solid wrestling organization. That there are stars in there that people like, wrestlers that they like. You're watching. That's what gives it. You give yourself opportunity for a choice on what you like. You may not like WWE, you got AEW. You may not like AEW, you got WWE. You got TNA, so that's why there's so many different wrestling. We should be friggin' we should be happy all this wrestling that we have. There's just so much wrestling that we can enjoy. Bad enough we don't have enough time watching regular TV and stuff like that. All this damn wrestling on to try to watch it and maintain because there's just so much shit. But at the end of the day, we have a choice. MJF brings the flair and the flavor to AEW, so you watch it because of him. Raw, SmackDown. You watch it. You watch Obafemi. You watch Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. So you have all your players that you like watching these organizations. TNA. We got Nick Namath, and you have him. You have who else on that show? Like, it's sad that I really don't know a lot of people on the show. Moose is still there. I know that. And a lot of people did leave, but we got NXT, we got Evolve, we have so much wrestling, which is freaking fantastic. We should be happy that we have a lot to cover.
Absolutely. But that's it. Thank you so much for everyone who is joining us. Please, on the way out, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button. As always, if you want to support the show, you can do so through super chats or super stickers, or become a member of the channel and talk all kinds of professional wrestling with us. Do you guys want to talk anything else? Any other stories we didn't touch upon? Anything, topics you want to hit on before we call it a night?
I think we're good.
Eric, anything from you down there, quiet boy?
I pretty much spoke everything I saw on the Twitter space and Blue Sky. So,
All right. Well, let us know in the comment section below too. What was your favorite moment of the nights from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, as well as AEW? Don't let us be the only ones telling you what our best moment, worst moment, and what were the big moments of the night were. Be like Brandon in the chat and let us know what your thoughts were. What was your best moment, worst moment, and what were the big moments tonight from this week's plethora of shows? Congratulations to House of Glory for doing their first YouTube pay-per-view and absolutely killing it. Congratulations to the Amazing Red for winning the Crown Jewel champion. Congratulations to Zilla Fatu on a successful WWE NXT debut. That kid looked polished. He looked ready to go. He came out there like he was fired out of a cannon.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely laid waste to Grayson Waller as well as Cruz Montana.
And business
respect to his dad. Yeah. Did the point to the sky, delivered all the Usos finishing moves.
I just don't know why he did. I just know why he did the Jimmy Superfly Snuka pose.
I know it.
You know?
Yeah. I actually like Grayson Waller. He sent the tweet out. He goes, another overrated Us.
Yeah. Grayson Waller is killing it in NXT. Yeah. Like him going back down there definitely revitalized his career. Congratulations to the WWE creative team for actually fucking giving us things worth talking about. Yeah. I'm excited to see where things go, and hopefully WWE does not waste or ruin Zilla Fatu on that note. But that's going to do it for us. If you want more professional wrestling goodness, please make sure to check out one of our other videos on the channel. If you want more from Dom, make sure to check him out tomorrow night over on our sister channel, Renovision. If you want to talk comic books, you can check Dom out there. You can check me and Dom out on Saturday night over on SNS right here on this channel, where we're going to be talking about most likely Star Wars and Marvel crossover. We got a lot of good things to talk about there. And if you want to catch him Dom talking Star Wars, you can check him out on Renovisions on Sunday nights. And if you want more from Eric, tell the beautiful people where they can catch your streams.
You can catch me on the Twitch and the YouTubes, both at Firelord Sombra.
There you go. Firelord Sombra out there playing the fighting games, getting you ready for that Street Fighter movie.
There you go.
Things like that. So, yeah, and as always, if you want to talk more professional wrestling and you just need company and people to do it with that are going to give you honest, fair, and trustworthy opinions, come right back here next Thursday night for a brand new episode of Off the Mat, where we'll be catching you up on everything that's going on in the world of professional wrestling, and Sticks will be back. So we will be at full strength again, all four of us on one stream, ready to give you our professional wrestling hot takes and opinions. And on that note, have a great weekend. Enjoy all the professional wrestling that you're going to get this weekend. And Dom, take us out with some words of wisdom.
Yeah. If you're hired by somebody, do your due diligence. Every little bit helps. If you're not paid for something to do something, I understand that, but it doesn't take a lot to be a little kind gesture to help people out. This and that are actually going to start paying you to be in an organization. Or a job, and take it one step at a time. Hey, look, the hell with what other people think. Just be a good person. Plain and simple.
How dare you? I hope Avery Styles shows up at your place of employment and hits you with a Styles